everybody, welcome back live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Hope everybody is doing well out there. Today, we take you to the theater. How about that? Spelled R-E or E-R, however you want to do it. Kaisa Woodger, Nicholas O'Connor, Gus Gustafson. Hey, guys, how are you? Good to see you.
Feeling good, yeah.
Feeling good? All right. So you give it away because you got these nice fancy sweatshirts here. You guys just had a great production of Fiddler on the Roof. What's it been like doing those plays in front of people? Very exciting?
It's wicked fun.
Yeah.
Since you mentioned them, these were actually designed by a student, Declan Hawkeiser.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Student designed.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But we've had 2 shows so far, 3 more coming up. It's been running smoothly so far, so knock on wood.
There you go. What's the most rewarding thing like when you start I know it takes a lot to learn lines and do all this stuff. What's it like to go and kind of put that finished product out in front of an audience?
I think for me, I'm on lighting crew. This was my first time ever doing it, so really like starting the shows and feeling like I know all the software, I'm competent in it, I know what I'm doing, and just like because I get to watch the show, which is so great. Seeing it all come together, I'm like, yes, that's what I wanted it to look like, and it all play out.
Oh, lighting! I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So, what's the trick you learned about how does it to be a good light person?
Well, I had never done it before. We had like this whole like board and setup, and like our director will yell out like, "Oh, turn on the amber over there." I'm like, well, it takes me 10 minutes to figure out which one that is, but. I don't know, I finally, I'm caught up. It's cool. We got a whole lot of new lights in. We had a moving light and, new LEDs put in, which make the stage all sorts of fun colors. So it was nice seeing it all come together.
So what you just learned about it, could you see yourself doing that as a profession someday? You into the lighting aspect of it all?
I think it was really interesting. Probably not a profession, but maybe community theater down the line.
All right, there you go. Who is the director? You mentioned the director, too.
Our directors, we have 2, are Stephanie Phillips and Lisa Zaleski.
All right, good job. Nicholas O'Connor back there in the middle. What's your role here through the whole thing?
So I play Mendel, the rabbi's son.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, it's actually a really fun role. It's not what I usually do. I usually get cast as some sort of police officer or something like that.
Oh, yeah?
But it was great to do something sort of out of my comfort zone a little bit. And
out of the comfort of a police officer's own?
Overall, I think I'm just really proud of the work that everyone's put in because there was a lot of long hours. It's a pretty long show. And we had a much shorter time to do it than we're used to. But we did it, and it works, so... I think we're really proud of that.
What are the grade levels? It's all
it's freshmen through seniors, so 9 through 12.
So
14 to 18-year-olds.
So it's a Port High School production.
Yeah.
All right, very cool. Do you guys do a lot of these at school, or is it like
2 a year? The school used to, before COVID, do upwards of 5 a year, including the summer, but with COVID, we started paring back. So right now, we've been doing 2 a year. Last year...
we do a musical and a play.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. They're a lot of work.
Yes, we did. Yeah, last year we did Clue and Annie, if anyone saw that.
Yeah.
And then this year it was Tartuffe in the fall, and then our spring musical is Fiddler on the Roof.
What's the the best compliment you can get? Because I'm sure there's people that go in there with I don't mean to say low expectations, but let's you guys aren't getting paid for this, so it's okay, it's school. I wonder if everybody wants to be there. Let's see how it is. It's the best compliment when somebody walks out and it's I could have seen that in Boston or New York.
I would say that a lot of people are shocked that this was a high school production. Some people take that negatively, I can't believe that was so good for high school.
Yeah,
but
right.
I love when people are happy with what they did. I'm planning on studying stage management in college, so even though I'm on the stage as Laser Wolf this time around.
I was going to ask, that's who you're playing?
Yeah, I'm Laser Wolf, the butcher. Catch me with a beard. I'm not kidding.
Very snazzy.
Yeah, so it's just, for me, the biggest compliment is just people being happy with the art they've created, and then the audience being happy with the art they just witnessed.
Okay.
And really, it really impacted someone when they're talking about it or thinking about it later, and that's the best, when people are wow, I really thought about that and applied it to life.
You really agree with that? You want to add to that?
I would definitely agree with that. It's not so much about what the audience says when they're oh, that was so great. It's really about how they react to it, and when you see them come out, you can see that they were crying, or that you look out and you hear a lot of laughter and stuff like that. It's great when you say a line that's supposed to be funny, and the audience actually laughs at it.
I know, crazy.
Yeah.
It's
No, it's my favorite part when
it's awesome.
I'll be like, oh my god, my favorite line is coming up, and then someone will say it, and I'll be like, that's so funny, and people actually laugh. I'm like, yeah, they get it.
it worked.
Yeah.
On comedy and theater is sometimes difficult too, because you have to, because you know the line's coming. It's not so much of comedy as impulsive or you're reacting to something, but when you have to deliver the same line for, how many shows did you get scheduled?
5.
You guys had 5 shows scheduled, so you're looking, got to deliver this joke 5 times,
And then the millions of times before that in rehearsal.
Right.
And you're not getting laughs in rehearsal, so you're like, is it funny?
Yeah, we've heard it before, Nicholas. Yes.
Funny at read through, not funny again.
Yeah. No, so that can make it hard. What has been the biggest obstacle? Is it because you guys have lives to live too? I mean, I know there's homework and school and whatever else you do. Like, is it just kind of like an added thing on your plate, or nobody really treat it that way?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'd say like for the first, like especially for lighting particularly, there's not as much to do in the beginning stages of production because like we were waiting for new lights to get installed, so there wasn't a whole lot we could do. Yeah. And then like the last 2 weeks we were there like 24/7.
Really? Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, but it was, so for a while it's just kind of like, oh, and then I'm also doing this, and like I'm there once a week, popping in, doing my thing, leaving, and then for like 2 weeks it's like this is all I'm doing all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, I knew, like, a lot of people talk about Tech Week as, like, Hell Week. It's, like, the worst time. But it's my favorite time of theater because it's when everything comes together and it just feels good.
So what exactly is Tech Week?
Tech Week, it's the week where you're spending
like
many
right before
hours.
the shows.
It's the week right before opening where you're putting the art of, like, acting, all the directing stuff with the tech stuff together.
Oh.
And so a lot of people describe Tech Week as Hell Week because you're there long hours and it's grueling work, but I live for that grueling work, and I live for being in the theater as much as possible.
It's funny, I never really thought of it that way because a lot of these read-throughs you're doing just, by yourselves, you're working things out in back rooms sometimes as, the actors or whatever. Yeah. But then eventually you got to go and you got to meet this process of the lighting and the music or whatever else is there, and then that all has to mesh too.
It's like the orchestra comes in, and then like we're finally using our lighting cues while the thing is going. They get mics, like so everything really comes together as it would be like for a show. Yep. And I was
we were at the school from when school ended at 2:42 to 10 p.m.
Well, I was there.
You were there
longer. From 10:30 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night.
Wow.
2 days, but
that makes me so excited. I would absolutely love that.
They don't kick you out of there, so do they? They actually have to kick you out.
The janitors say 10 o'clock you're out, so we're like, oh, bye.
It's a long day. So
we do get fed dinner though, which is always a lot of fun. They have a big cast dinner.
Yeah,
they come in, pizza.
Parents
tacos,
organize the dinner.
They do.
That's always a lot of fun.
Great parents organizing dinner for the week, which is very useful.
I would imagine that's a perk. Yes, that's a big perk.
It's nice that you don't have to pay for food.
Yeah, 10 p.m. No, wow, those are long days. Think about that, people, when you go to the show this week. These guys were up till 10 o'clock at night, and then you don't go to sleep at 10. You got to go home and probably wind down, or maybe I don't know.
Do some homework.
Homework. Yeah, can't remember.
Yeah, homework.
Your teachers understand that, like what you're doing?
They get it, but it's technically not supposed to be used as an excuse to like get out of something. Yeah. Although they kind of get it.
Yeah.
Depends on the teacher.
Well, I have a couple teachers where I'll be like, "Hey, sorry, I haven't done anything," and they're like, "It's fine, just do it now."
Yeah.
Like, okay.
They're real people, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the teachers are real people. Crazy.
Only some, but
Yep. No, that's a lot of the teachers are real. That's good. We don't get too many complaints about the Newburyport teachers in here. Maybe people just only tell me about the really great ones, but I don't hear too many.
We have more great than bad, so that's good.
Yeah, it's a good number. It's a good number. There you go. Yeah. What has been the biggest surprise to you guys here doing Fiddler in particular?
I just wanted to bring this up because it wasn't necessarily a surprise because they were toying with the idea, but they're doing aerial silks in the show. If you've heard of them, they're the fabric that hangs from the ceiling and people like wrap up and spin in them.
Cirque du Soleil action.
Yeah. And so a bunch of us 8 of us got the opportunity to take an aerial silks class during some school day, but it was such a cool thing. I think we all went.
Yeah.
And it was very cool.
It was awesome.
And it was just kind of a surprise, I guess, in the fact that, like, I got to do that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, when you think fiddler, you don't think, like, aerial silks. But the moment it's in is perfect, and I'm not going to tell you which one it is. Come see it.
All right. Yes.
Or,
good.
well, it would have been over by the time this comes out. But
Yeah.
come see it in the past.
But by the way, do these things play on like TV and everything? For do they film this stuff or
No.
They don't.
So the rights of the show.
That
you
makes
can't.
sense. Yeah.
You could buy the rights to record it, but it costs way more.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what the well? This is the end of your school year, so this is obviously the second of the. You did 2 total.
Yeah.
Do you have a like? How does it work for next year? Are you guys? What year are you?
Seniors.
We're all seniors.
You're all seniors. So you don't. Do you have any say in what they do next year?
No.
No.
We won't find out until
We
everyone
find
else
out at
finds
the
out.
banquet, which is the thing we do at the end of the school year. It's usually around June, where everyone comes together and we celebrate what we did. The seniors hand out paper plate awards to all the underclassmen, and then they also have a puzzle to announce the next 2 shows for the next year.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, they usually present us with riddles, and if we can solve the riddle, that tells us what the shows for next year will
Like
be.
the one for fiddler, there was Russian nesting dolls because Tevye has 5 daughters.
Okay.
And
In
it's
true theater fashion, you gotta figure it out.
That's funny. The so what is the Newburyport like theater program right now? Is it is there a lot of people in it? Like what's your number? Like
We got a big influx of freshmen. We're really building back.
it's the key, right? When you get the freshmen, because
Yeah.
So we're building back because COVID, you know, we couldn't do live theater, and so we kind of lost a lot of that, like, getting people involved. But, you know, we got a big influx of freshmen, and I think we're really hitting it home with some really good shows to get more people interested.
Yep.
So
what is the? Let's start with the freshman part of that. What? Because I would imagine theater is a little bit. That's kind of an intimidating thing for a freshman. Like to
I
get
didn't
out.
do it.
You didn't do it?
No, I was terrified.
Yeah.
I
like
waited to sophomore year.
I mean, they say public speaking is like the scariest thing for most like human beings. I think it's second to death, I believe, is what they say.
Yeah.
And like, I know it's funny, but it's like true. And so people, it's like a real thing. I know so many adults, like you know, that lead programs that just have a huge fear, and even if they do it well, they get worked up for days and days before doing it. It's like a real thing. But what's the advice you guys have for like the kids that want to do it and maybe do have a little bit of that fear?
I was someone who was had a lot of stage fright growing up, and I still have a lot of like social anxiety, and it was really hard for me. Like I didn't do it freshman year. I was really scared, but know that.
And now look at you.
Yeah, I know. Know that there are great upperclassmen who are there to welcome you. The senior class is the class that's like the leaders of not just the department, but like the social aspect of the department, and we're all here to help each other. It's not like, as much as it seems like a competition, we're all here just to make cool art and have fun and do really good work.
Yeah. Nick, would you say the same thing? It's like there's not so much like it's not a judgment zone. It's like we're going to help you get through this zone, right?
No, yeah, it's. I think a really key thing to remember is that if you are worried about messing up on stage, everybody else is there to help you in that moment. You know, you're with your cast members. They're not going to judge you if you forget your line. They're gonna step in. They're gonna help you. They're gonna prompt you, or they're gonna help you remember, or they'll find a way to work around it. So it's not like it's gonna be the end of the world if you forget your line.
Yeah.
Like it's happened. It has happened to people on stage
And I
at our
say,
school before.
If you have incurable stage fright, there's always crew.
Please, contact. That's what we need.
Is that you? Do you have stage fright?
No, this is my first time being crew. Actually, I was
Yeah.
a cast person for many years.
This is hilarious.
I was going to say you're very comfortable for radio and TV.
Yeah.
I don't care about your doorknobs.
No, I was on cast for a while, and then I was like, senior year, and I had friends who were doing lighting crew, and I was like, this will be fun, and it was.
Yeah,
So,
paid
worked
off.
out.
There you go. What is the? Is there like a trick, or maybe I'm asking that in a weird way, but so you have to memorize these lines. You have to do these shows time and time again. How do you keep that being like natural? Like how do you sell it like you're not reading the line?
It takes a lot of work, which is really, and it's a skill that you have to learn, but the high school offers theater classes during the day, so you can build that skill.
Yeah.
I've been involved for a long time across local theaters, and really it's just about thinking, like, why your character's saying it, and think, like, how would you say this if you were this person? Like, not thinking of it as something written, but it's a conversation. Something's happening, and this is a person. So, like, how would you say it if you were saying it to your friend, your dad, your therapist, teacher, etc.? You know?
Yeah. Nick, take that one.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that a lot. I think, you know, people always say acting is reacting, and I think that it's, you can't.
I always
think
like
of
that
it,
line. That's a good line.
Yeah,
though. I
you
like
can't
that,
think of it as like I'm reading, like I'm reciting something in my head. It's, you have to really think of it as, what is the motivation and why are you saying it, and then you have to kind of believe in that.
Yeah.
And so you're really sort of, you're bouncing off each other. You're building off of each other's energy. And some person says this thing, and then you're genuinely reacting to that.
Yeah.
And that's really how you have to think about it.
All right. You guys got that one good. Have we had any moments of, I'm sure sometimes you watch back there and they go, ooh, something's wrong here. Either we forgot a line or something's off. You get to see the whole thing from a distance.
I have to like be reading the script while they're going, so I know when to hit the cues right. And many times I'll be like, oh, I skipped that one.
Andrea's way off track here.
It happens a
But
lot.
the audience never notices, so I get to see it, and I have my own little personal joy of like,
You messed up.
No. But no, it's always fine. So.
Has it happened? Has that happened in any of these, fiddler shows where somebody's lost it and somebody jumps in and helps pick them up? Or?
Yeah, I mean,
it's happened. And
during the song
out.
To Life, we almost started singing the wrong verse, but we realized we kind of fumbled, but it was fine.
No one noticed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can imagine the song makes it even more difficult. But,
You just kind of keep going. That's the whole thing. You can't just freeze. You gotta just keep going.
Let me tell you, I have musicians in here. I have musicians in here all the time who have bring their own songs in here and have sang these songs over and over and over again for sometimes 25 years. And I've had people mess up in here with me before.
Yeah. It just happens.
As recently as like this week.
Brain fart. You kind of just go, oh, where am I?
And then, but it's like, that's true. I always say, like, because whenever I would talk to musicians, it'd be like, we can cut it out afterwards if you're embarrassed by it. It won't go on YouTube. But I said, usually just treat it like if it was a live show and just keep going, because it's usually a good moment for the artist. Like, people know you screwed up, but it makes you feel kind of normal when you do.
We do also offer an improv class as well.
Oh, improv's
which
great.
Is very, I mean, first of all, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. But it also builds a great skill even just for doing interviews like this. Because it makes it so much easier to make up what you're saying on the spot. Yeah. And it sounds like you had it all planned out when really you didn't. You just made it up. Yeah. So it's a great life skill, and it really helps with the show. So I highly recommend it.
That is this show. The only notes I have are your names.
Improv, man. Life is improv.
No, I strongly advocate for the improv class. I've been doing it since freshman year. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's good. It probably just helps you socially too. It's like funny moments come out of it, and if I can deal with this situation better because I ran into it in improv. Does your other shirt say Maudsley is haunted there, by the way?
Yes. So I also do stuff with Theater in the Open.
Oh, we've had those people in here. Yeah,
they're awesome people.
Yeah. That's a cool. I like the whole concept of it. It's good. What were we talking about with? I can't even remember when it was. Probably like a year ago. Is there Circus Circus
Schmirkus.
Was that it? Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah.
That's.
I've seen them one time.
It's technically a separate organization.
Yeah.
But Theater in the Open hosts it, so they help like usher it and organize it at I want to say Spencer Pierce.
Okay.
I think is where they do.
I think it
makes sense. So Maudsley's not actually haunted.
Up to debate. I mean,
I think yes. I am afeared.
So you guys mentioned COVID a little bit, and obviously theater's still building up after that. You're that senior class. You got to go through a whole good chunk of COVID. What was that, freshman or sophomore year for you?
Freshman year.
Freshman year was like the train wreck year?
Yep.
Yeah.
What was it? Take me back a little bit. I know it's probably...
We were in the middle of rehearsals we were going to do Les Mis as our musical, and nope, didn't happen. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
How far into it were you? Were you just starting, or?
We weren't like super far into it, but we were like maybe 2 weeks in or something.
Enough to be really annoyed when you had to scrap everything?
Well, enough to be like, okay, guys, it's fine. We're just going to be gone for 2 weeks, and then we'll pick it back up.
Is that what you thought?
Yeah, it did not happen.
I think we all thought that.
Yeah.
I wasn't even in theater, but it was like, 2 weeks, and then everything's normal. I was in a theater class, and I was like working on my lines for the scene I was in, because I was like, I gotta be ready for when we get back, so we're not delayed. And we just never went back.
I know.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, I remember thinking that. I don't think anybody expected what actually happened to happen.
No. But then we persevered during COVID. We did have like plays.
Yeah.
We couldn't sing because
even like freshman year, you did?
Not freshman year, but
sophomore year.
Sophomore year we did a play,
2021.
which was Arsenic and Old Lace. We weren't able to do a musical because you can't like sing with spits your spit everywhere. But
I'm a spitter too. It's awful.
I can't sing, but
yeah, it does kind of seem like. I mean, I get it, but it seems like kind of one of those. There were a lot of things that maybe people thought were silly in COVID, right? I mean, if you could yell really loud, and that would be the same thing, but that would be allowed, I guess.
I don't know.
Anyway, we won't go there.
Everyone was masked for productions.
Yeah, we were.
Oh, you're all masked too.
Because they did.
And we didn't have a in-person audience. They filmed it and they live streamed. It was really weird.
I watched the live stream.
But that was actually good because then like my grandparents were like, "We can see you finally."
Yeah.
That was helpful for me because I was living in Maryland at that time.
Oh.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I was really happy that I could get to see my friends in the show, and that was awesome for me.
So how did that happen?
Silver lining.
When did you go to Maryland?
So I was here for 7th and 8th grade,
okay.
And then we moved to Maryland because of my dad's job.
Oh, okay.
But I still kind of stayed connected with theater and friends here.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you got to watch it on streaming. Yeah. Gotcha. When did you move back?
Just last year. So
okay.
I was here for junior and senior year.
Gotcha. So finishing back in the Newburyport. Very cool. Luckily, there was a police officer in the area for making sure everybody was all masked up and everything. Sorry, Nick. What roles do you play police officer in?
I was police officer in Lord of the Flies in 7th grade. I was a lieutenant of the Cathedral Guard in Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I think I took when you moved to Maryland. I took his cop status because I played the cop in Clue and the officer in Tartu.
I was originally going to be the cop in Clue until they had to rework the cast.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
And then for Annie,
how did I not know that? I was the stage manager.
And then for Annie, I was a police officer and a New York City judge.
Are you guys gonna start fighting over police acting jobs?
Go right ahead. I kind of want to see
Nick
that.
can have them.
Is there something that I see you with the sweatshirt and the winter hat look here? Is there something that strikes you as a cop? I'm trying to figure it out.
I think it's kind of a height thing.
It's a tall thing.
How tall are you?
About 6'3", so.
Too tall.
Yeah.
Out of frame.
6'3".
Exactly.
I don't feel like standing up, but you're taller than me. I didn't even notice that when you walked in.
I am short.
So that's a tall guy should be a police officer. There you go. Are police officers naturally tall?
I think it's like an authority.
Yeah, it's like an authoritative thing.
I don't know.
Gotcha.
Don't ask me.
It works for theater? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
Very funny. Again, we're joined here by Kaisa Woodger, Nicholas O'Connor, Gus Gustafson. Did all three okay?
Yeah.
Did I do okay?
Thumbs up.
You got
I was worried about those three today for some reason. They just don't slip off the tongue easily. Theater kids, I don't want to screw up my one thing I have written down in front of me. It'd be embarrassing. One thing that you were surprised about Fiddler on the Roof that kind of either came together nicely in the end for this production or just, I don't know, a nice experience. What comes to mind when I ask that?
One thing, we have a moving light installed for our show, and halfway through the Friday show, it stopped working. And then Saturday, we were like, oh my God, what is happening? And we were like trying for like 2 hours to fix it. And we had a guy over the phone that we were like calling. Yeah. And he was like, I don't think I can fix it remotely. And then there was half an hour until the show started. So it actually ended up working out really well. We weren't able to use it, but we just put my friend Aiden on Spotlight, and that like had the same effect. So
nice.
Wasn't it like spinning and making noises halfway through the show?
On Friday night, I'm on headset with the stage managers, and they're like, "Hey, the moving light is like spinning and making loud noises, and everyone is looking at it."
You're like, cool.
Like,
Oh, that's funny.
I think a good something that I was a little surprised by was when one of our actors has to do a quick change backstage. And for people who don't know what that is, it's when an actor has to change their costume in like 10 or 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Or
So we usually have some of the costume crew is back there, and they help them change really quickly.
Yeah.
And they were so smooth. It was like watching like a NASCAR pit stop.
Really? Yeah.
They did it so smoothly, and they got them right back out, and it was really amazing to watch. That was awesome.
Ah, very cool. It's a good shout out to the backstage people. Right?
Yeah, one of the biggest surprises for me was when that band came in and that first, like, when they first started playing the opening number, it was just like, I mean, that whole first night with them, it was like, I was on the verge of tears. I was like, it's so pretty.
Had you guys heard it before then, or was it just...
We'd heard it on a rehearsal track.
Oh, okay.
But Tech Week is when the band the whole pit came in for the first time, and we were like, ah.
Yeah. That must be cool to actually hear. Oh, so that's what it's going to be like.
I mean, the show has some really beautiful instrumentation, for sure. And the band does a great job.
Yeah,
Nice.
they're great.
There was a bass flute in there at the beginning. I don't know if we still have one because the person switched, but there was a bass flute the first couple times.
I couldn't tell you.
Nick, you mentioned cry. Was there actually tears on the way out of, or were we just kind of saying it's cool to see emotions? You actually saw tears?
Well, I didn't see tears.
You heard there was tears.
There was
were
reports
tears.
of tears.
Reports of tears.
There are
Reports
some
of tears.
heart-wrenching moments.
Yeah.
I saw
Absolutely.
one person crying in the audience, so I'm counting that.
Yeah.
How much interaction do you have in like the audience as an actor? Because you probably get that's
Well,
cool
I'm
to
sitting right in there.
Yeah, you get to see it all. Do you guys try to? Is there eye contact within the crowd, or try to not to do that so much?
When we're on stage and all the lights are shining in our faces, we can't really see the crowd.
Nothing, right?
They're kind of in shadow.
Yeah.
And,
I can see
generally,
Kaisa
I
keeps
try
shining
not
the
to look
lights
at
in
them.
our eyes.
Kaisa, come on!
Stop blinding us.
It's called the spotlight for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, I know that if I look too deep in the audience, I'll break. So, like, I'll start laughing. Like, I saw people I knew, Anna Shmulowitz, a local director in theater, whatever, and I saw her in the audience, and I was like, It was a serious scene. I was like, so I just look around.
Yeah.
Ooh, pretty wall. The golden circle.
That's what the lights are for. Don't look at the people that are distracted. Distract them with lights.
Yep.
All right, well, this is cool. So what do you think? You guys are you guys all doing college, or do you?
I am.
I don't even know. Do most kids? I don't even. Like, do the majority of kids still go to
Most
college?
kids still go to college.
Do people take a year a lot, or?
So I think that it's just people are better at realizing if they're fit for college or not.
Yeah.
Like, it's more acceptable to not want to go to college.
There's a lot more options out there.
Yeah.
Nick, are you going to college?
I'm undecided right now.
There you go. We found an undecided.
It's possible, but
All right.
it depends.
Okay.
Gus
Good.
is sticking with theater.
Yeah. Stage management.
You know where you're going?
SUNY Purchase.
Wow. What time? Actually, I think everybody knows where they're going at this point, right?
May 1st is the deadline.
Oh, May 1st is okay.
Yeah.
I could
They
never.
still got a month.
There was a time I always knew those dates. I no longer do.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be good. So, what made you choose that program?
Well, last year during Clue, we had an alumni of NHS come to help with lights, and he kind of taught us how to hang lights and how to program, and he went to SUNY Purchase, and he talked about it, and I was like, that's interesting, and I just kept looking into it. I toured, and I was like, this place is cool. I want to go here, and I am now going there.
Very good. Well, good luck to you. And what did you say, Kaisa?
I'm probably going to FIT for illustration.
Oh, not for lights.
No.
Unfortunately, your illustrations can have lights in them.
There you go.
What exactly is illustration now? 'Cause
It's like dream job would be doing like graphic novels, that kind of stuff, kind of comic-y. So yeah, it's basically art school. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Art school.
And Nick, you're thinking about no college. You want to be a cop. You're going to go to the police. You're going to do the police program.
I am looking to go into theater stuff as well.
Keep it with
so
theater.
I haven't committed to a school, but I did also get admitted to Purchase, and I've been waitlisted some other places. But I also really enjoy just like the whole process of theater.
Yeah.
It's you don't have to commit to one thing. You don't have to just be an actor. You can also do set construction if you like to get your hands dirty, or you can do lighting, or directing or writing. So
Yeah.
I kind of still want to explore all aspects of it.
It's a little boring to do one thing in my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, I always tell people in radio the best thing you can learn. I tell every young person this because I'm not young anymore. I used to be the kid. I'm not the kid anymore. But I tell all the young people, I just try to learn like everything here. Like I started as a writer, the producer, editor, and now I'm a reporter there. But like it's. You know,
do it all.
I did all that behind the scenes stuff, and it's like you learn. It's so much easier to be a reporter if you know what's going on.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
mean, and as I tell the freshmen who are like, I don't know if I want to do tech, it's like I became a better actor and a better tech person by doing both.
Yeah.
If I only did one of them, I wouldn't like understand the work that these tech people are putting in, and if I only did tech, I wouldn't understand the work that the actors are putting in. And if you have a better understanding of everything, it's easier for you to problem solve.
Yeah. Imagine if you did freshman year.
I know. Hey, imagine.
It's good advice, though, right?
Yeah.
So, sorry, Nick, but it's good advice. Like, don't, you know, just go for it.
Yeah, just try it. If
So
you
I mean,
hate
it's
it,
probably
you don't have to do it again.
probably a regret, right? Like you
it
wish
is
you had another year.
a huge regret that I
Yeah.
didn't do it because I didn't get to go to the fest, which is this festival where you compete with your play.
Yeah.
The finals are happening, like either just happened or are happening as of recording this. But we didn't do it other than when we did it in freshman year, and I really regret not doing that because that was like, that sounds so interesting.
Well, you
It's
found
really
your
crazy
spot in
thing.
the end.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nick, what were you saying?
I was just going to also plug that our theater classes, again, last year I did honors theater ensemble, and we went through a whole bunch of things. We did scene work, we did improv, we did monologues, and we also went through how to paint like a bunch of different textures. So we...
Wood grain.
Wood grain. we taught how to use sponges to paint bricks and use stencils. So it was a class that was good because it taught all around.
And we
then,
read plays too. So
yes, we read plays. We
learned a
reported
lot.
on theater events that were happening. We this year we did we had to create dioramas, so we had to design our own
set
sets,
design.
Oh, okay.
and then build them out of like foam core.
Helped me get into college. It was in my portfolio.
Yeah,
It was,
the theater classes are really cool. It's more than just like script reading. We do a
Yeah.
lot of
You do
different
tons
things,
of stuff,
and it's
you
awesome.
like the goal is to learn so you can be better, and then you can do the shows and really just
Yep.
level it up each time.
I think
the goal.
people know theater's cool now, right? Is it like, because I remember like there used to be like 80s movies that would like hate on it, like, and I was like, that wasn't really a thing when I went to high school. Like, I was not in the 80s. I was later than that, the 2000s. But like I was like, it was always it was a cool thing to do. The only reason you didn't do it was if you did, like for me this time of year I was playing tennis, so like I just couldn't physically.
Yeah.
You know,
There's still a little bit of like, people think it's a little weird or not necessarily.
Just don't
that they think
understand
it's
it,
weird,
probably.
They just don't get it.
yeah.
They just
Yeah,
don't get
but-
us. No.
Most of the people that like are into it, they just don't show up. They just don't do it. And then the kids who are do it. I mean, it's not like anyone's getting bullied
Yeah.
for doing theater.
No one's like, you're a theater kid. Ugh.
That's the
It's more
80s
just
movie I was
Yeah.
talking
like,
about.
the 80s movie. It's more just like they don't really.
They don't go to the
care.
show and
So
they
I'm
don't
not-
watch it and they don't whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys aren't going to their games either, right?
Sorry, I do love sports. I just don't want to go.
Very funny. Well, this is fun, guys. Kaisa, Nicholas, Gus. It flies by. Any questions for me, or are you good?
No.
I was scared to ask that because usually people don't have one, and I'm like, these are improv guys. They probably give me with 10 questions right now.
What's your favorite color?
That's my questions for rapid fire. I asked those questions.
Oh.
My favorite color? I'm just kidding with you. I don't know. Fun fact about me, actually, it does lead to an interesting answer. I'm kind of like colorblind. I struggle with close colors. Blue is my favorite color, but I once showed up to a St. Patrick's Day party wearing brown when I thought it was green. People were like,
Get pinched.
"Where's the green?" I was like, "Where?" No, yeah, and like what other close colors? Red and browns are tough. Purples and like dark blues are a disaster. So yeah, that's something. But I think I have good eyesight. I just the colors thing.
Colors,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's not like most colors I can tell. It's just those close ones.
Yeah.
A lot of guys struggle with that.
Yeah.
I've heard. I don't know what that is.
It's like
Yeah.
more men and women.
I know, but anyway, that's
More
it.
you know.
That's it. Any other questions?
Not off the top of my head.
Nick's
I'm bad
thinking
at
about
asking questions.
I'll have a minute at the end. I'll do rapid fire with you guys first because this is how we first time on the show. So you got to go through first thing that comes to mind. We move quickly. Do you mind going first, Kaisa? We'll just keep going.
Okay.
Kaisa, Nick, Gus. All right. So you have the advantage of hearing the first two. All right, Kaisa. Favorite color?
Lime green.
Ooh, she was ready. Nick?
Blue.
Black.
Okay. Very interesting. All right.
I'm emo.
Let's see. Favorite movie?
Surf's Up.
Ooh, that's a heavy question.
Oh, Nick.
I'm sorry, there's too many things going on.
It's not that
Just
heavy.
say one that you like.
Just
Cars.
I have two favorites: Fantastic Mr. Fox and Robin Hood, the Disney one.
Both
Okay.
good movies.
Somebody
With
was
foxes.
some woman. I think she might have been a high schooler with you. Hopefully, I'm not calling her out, but answered and was you Nick couldn't come up with one, and she then lied to me, and then like the other people went after she gave me the movie, and she goes, I don't know why I lied. I've never seen that movie. You gave me a movie you've never seen? Yeah, I don't know why.
Well,
Bizarre and hilarious.
Pressure was on.
yeah. I have seen Cars many.
I love
many,
Cars.
Many times.
People hate Cars for no reason. Cars is great.
Favorite musician?
Musician?
Yeah.
Right now, I'm going to say Joe.
Jonathan Larson.
Toledo, a band that started local.
Favorite food?
Mango ice cream.
Oh.
Mac and cheese, but with like breadcrumbs and like deluxe
breaded,
mac and cheese.
yeah.
Deluxe. Nice.
Beef stew.
Beef stew. Okay, very good.
Classic.
That's very. Yeah, I was gonna say it's very old school. The beef stew.
Yeah.
Like my grandfather's here. Favorite play you've ever seen? You're not a part of. You just sat back and watched.
Do musicals count?
Yep.
Oh, I just saw Fun Home at our local thing. That was really good. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
It's a tie between Once and Fun Home, both of which I saw at the Firehouse and were amazing.
Oh, okay.
They already said those, so I'm going to give a different answer. One of my favorites was recently I saw Into the Woods twice, the revival in New York.
Oh, nice. Very good. Have you guys ever got to perform at the Firehouse? It's kind of a
I've worked with and performed at the Firehouse many times.
Theater in the Open.
with the Open, yeah.
The
Okay.
Christmas Panto.
Great place, right?
Yeah.
I haven't.
I know the ins and outs of that theater. I volunteer as an usher there now.
Oh, yeah.
I see the panto.
If you volunteer as an usher, you can get to see shows for free.
That's why
Wow.
I do
So
it. Don't
it's really
tell.
good.
What a
them.
cool perk. Well, I'm sure I don't think they're going to ruin it because you said that. They're doing it for a
Don't
reason.
tell John Wynn.
John. John's a big fan of the show, so now he knows.
Sorry, John.
And last but not least, you guys are seniors. You probably got some kids watching from middle school right now that are flicking through the stations or whatever. Maybe their parents are making them watch or listen. But what would be the advice to the kid that's maybe, you know what, I think I'd be into theater. Maybe I don't want to jump. What's the advice?
Advice, just do it and also make your friends do it.
Oh, I like that. Bring people with you. I like
Yeah.
it.
I would say I actually found most of my friends in theater. That's where I found my people.
Yeah.
So I would definitely recommend trying it out. Overall, theater people are usually actually quite nice and
Very accepting community.
yes, very, very accepting.
And cool people.
If you come in as a freshman, there probably will be some seniors who will take you under their wing and adopt you, as we sometimes.
Nicholas, my people.
Yeah.
These are my people. There you go.
I'd just say just do it. It's full send, and if you don't like it later, you don't have to do it again. But why live in the wonder of what if?
Yeah.
My mom has a regret. She didn't audition. She sat in the audition for Sound of Music when she was in middle school, but didn't audition, and then it's lived with her ever since. She talks about it all the time. I'm like,
still
she
thinks.
should have just done it.
Yeah. Well, she'll get over it someday. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe not. Sorry. It is funny how that stuff sticks with you.
Yeah. Just do it.
I have weird ones like that, but yeah, it's those are
Sticks
weird
with
years.
me.
Yeah.
I didn't start in freshman year.
You learn from those mistakes, right? All right. Well, Kaisa, Nicholas, Gus, pleasure to meet you all. First time on the show for all of you guys.
Thank you.
It was a lot of fun. We fly by, right?
Yeah.
It goes quickly. Sarah Blackstone, thank you. Sarah Hayden, the boss. Our small but mighty team here in Newburyport doing a great job as always. We thank you guys so much. That's live at Drew's house. Another edition. Joppa Afternoon Drive. Flying on through. We've had some good shows lately. Thanks for joining us, everybody. See you soon.